When I arrived at my apartment after work, the landlord said, "You moved out last weekend." I stood there holding my briefcase, staring at Mr. Phillips like he'd just spoken Chinese. "What are you talking about?" I said. "I live here." He pulled out his phone and showed me photos. A moving truck, 2 guys carrying my couch down the stairs, my TV, my bed, everything. "You called me Thursday," he said. "Told me you got a job in Seattle. Said you'd be gone by Saturday. These guys showed up with a signed letter and your key." "I didn't call you," I said. "I was at work all last week. I'm literally standing here right now trying to get into my apartment." He looked at me weird. Then he walked me upstairs. The door was locked. He used his master key. We walked in. The apartment was completely empty. Not just empty, cleaned. The carpet was vacuumed. The windows were washed. Even the fridge was wiped down and unplugged. My hands started shaking. Someone had taken everything I owned. Mr. Phillips was going through his texts. "Here," he said. "You texted me from your number." "Look." He showed me the messages. They were from my phone number. My actual number. The texts sounded exactly like me. Same words I'd use, even the same way I write. "Hey, Mr. Phillips, it's me from 3B. Got some good news. Finally got that job offer in Seattle I've been hoping for. Need to move out this weekend. Can I get my deposit back?" "I never sent that," I whispered. The text kept going. Someone pretending to be me had arranged everything. Told him the movers were coming Saturday morning. Asked him to prop the door open so they wouldn't bother him. Even thanked him for being a good landlord. I pulled out my phone, checked my texts. Nothing. No messages to Mr. Phillips. No calls. We called the cops. They came. Took a report. Asked a bunch of questions. "Do you have any enemies?" the officer asked. "No," I said. "I work at an accounting firm. I go home. I watch TV. I don't even really have friends to have enemies." "Any recent breakups?" "I've been single for 3 years. Family issues?" "My parents live in Florida. We talk every Sunday. My brother's in the army in Germany." The cop looked at his notes. "So someone cloned your phone number," he said. "Convinced your landlord you were moving. Hired actual movers. Took everything you own. And you have no idea who'd do this?" "No idea," I said. He said he'd file the report, but honestly, these things are almost impossible to solve. The movers were probably hired on Craigslist. Paid in cash. The number spoofing app could be from anywhere. My stuff was gone. I stayed in a motel that night. Couldn't afford it, but I had nowhere else to go. The next morning, my boss called me into his office. "Someone from HR needs to talk to you," he said. He looked uncomfortable. The HR lady sat me down, said there was a complaint, that I'd been harassing another employee, sending inappropriate emails. "I haven't sent any emails," I said. She showed me printouts. Emails from my work account to Emily, the receptionist. Disgusting stuff. Stuff I would never write. Stuff that would get me fired. "These aren't from me," I said. "Check the IP address. Check the computer. I didn't send these." They investigated. The emails came from my computer, at my desk, sent during times I was logged in. But here's the thing. On 3 of those days, I'd been in meetings. All-day meetings with witnesses. I had proof I wasn't at my desk. They checked the security cameras. And that's when everything changed. The footage showed someone sitting at my desk, wearing my jacket, my ID badge, typing on my computer. But it wasn't me. It was my twin brother. The one I said was in the army in Germany. Except he wasn't in Germany. He'd been dishonorably discharged 8 months ago. I didn't know because he'd been intercepting my parents' emails, changing their phone contacts, making sure we never actually connected. When the cops finally tracked him down, he was living in my apartment, the one he'd moved me out of, sleeping in my bed, wearing my clothes, going to my gym. He'd been planning this for months, studying me, learning how I talked, how I typed. He'd stolen my phone one weekend when I visited my parents at Christmas. Cloned everything. His plan was to become me, completely. Get me fired, get me evicted, destroy my credit, then take over my identity while I was homeless and desperate. The cop asked him why. My brother looked right at me through the glass and said, "Because Mom and Dad always liked you better. We're identical twins. Same face, same voice, same DNA. But somewhere along the way, he decided that meant he should be me." They arrested him. I got most of my stuff back from a storage unit he'd rented. My job gave me a second chance after they reviewed the security footage, but I had to change everything. New phone number, new email, new locks, new life. And every time my phone rings, I check twice to make sure it's actually me calling.